Kim's.
Hello everyone, I am Jenny Axler and welcome to the second video in our series on the new SensePlayer. In our last one, we gave you a quick tour of the unit itself and the software features. In this one, we're going to get you started with basic operations. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm at my main menu. And the thing to know about operating the SensePlayer is that the arrows are your friend. You can get pretty much anywhere you need to go with this navigation pad. As I showed you yesterday, you can simply arrow down,
Media Player, Daisy Player, Document Reader,
and back up,
Media Player, File Manager.
And you can press the OK key in the center to open whatever you're focused on.
File Manager. Flash disk 1 to list item.
And now I can see that I have 2 drives if I arrow down.
SD2 to list item.
Now in the menus and in the file manager, you can also use the right arrow to open whatever you're looking for and the left arrow to go back a level. This happens in subdirectories and submenus specifically. So I'll press the right arrow now.
Adams Downloads 154 list item.
And if I press the right arrow again,
Adams Soundtrack 118 list item.
I'm entering a subfolder. I'll press the left arrow.
Adams Downloads 154 list item.
And I'm back to the upper level directory. There are a few other keys that are rather consistent across the unit. For example, numbers 1 and 7 always take you to the top and bottom, whether that is a file list, a list of podcast feeds, a list of web radio stations, a document or daisy book, a media playlist. It works almost everywhere that is appropriate, where you need to go either to the beginning or the end. So if I press the number 7,
Vocalizer for Windows at guys setup.exe unknown file type 5454 list item.
There's all kinds of things here, and it's letting me know that it doesn't know what that exe is. If I press number 1,
Adams Downloads 154 list item.
I'm back up to Adams Downloads, which is my first folder. In the same way, you can use numbers 3 and 9 as page up and page down. By default, these will move by 25 items in most lists. You can adjust that in the global options, which we will discuss later.
Manuals 2654 list item.
And you can hear that it went to number 26. And if I do this again,
Order update 23402 EML unknown file type 5154 list item.
And it went to number 51. And again, I'll press the number 3.
Manuals 2650 Adams Downloads 154 list item.
So that's a very quick way to move through a long list of items. The number 8 often works as the search key. And again, this will be true if you are in a document or a daisy book, if you are in a media playlist and you want to go to a certain file, or here in the file manager, it will allow you to search for a file. So if I press the number 8,
search for file dialog, file to search for, edit box.
Now this is interesting because I now have to enter text. By default, this is going to use normal T9 entry. This is usually what people use when they're using a standard telephone style keypad. For example, to enter the letter N, I should press the number 6 twice.
N.
And to enter the letter P, I should press number 7 once.
P.
And I can also delete the data by pressing the delete key.
P.
Incidentally, if I want to clear the whole edit box, I can long press the delete key. However, I only have one more character. So
N.
For now, I'll cancel out of here.
Adams Downloads 154 list item.
So now let's see how this operates during playback. I could actually exit and return to one of the playback programs, such as the media player, daisy player, etc., but I can also launch it from an appropriate file or folder in the file manager, and sometimes that's easier, especially because you can play an entire folder. So let's check that out. I'm actually going to go down.
Manuals 2654 list item.
And
Movies 20, Music 30, My Music 3154 list item.
I'm just arrowing down. Now I'm going to press the right arrow.
Acapella Mix 1 145 list item.
And you know what? I'll go ahead and just play this first folder. So I don't actually need to open it and press OK on a file. I can press OK on this entire folder and it will create a playlist with this and automatically launch the media player and start playing. So I'll go ahead and press OK right now.
Pause.
And I'll press OK again to pause it. And the OK key will continue to toggle play and paused status. Again.
Playing.
And
Pause.
one more time. So now, if I use the down arrow, I can choose among several movement options.
Go to 5 tracks. Go to 10 tracks. Go to first or last. Go to beginning or end. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 30 seconds. 1 minute. 3 minutes. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. 15 minutes. 20 minutes. 30 minutes. 1 hour. Go to 1 track.
So as you can see, there are many, many options. And because I am playing an entire folder, this will apply to the whole playlist. So for example, if I chose to move by 1 hour, it would move 1 hour into the playlist, even though the song, of course, is only, 3 minutes or so. And to move by the selected movement option, I will use the left and right arrows. So if I press the right arrow now on one track,
well, it's a marvelous night for a moon.
and again, and back with the left arrow.
It's a marvelous night for a moon dance.
Pause.
So this makes it very, very easy. And again, remember I said that you could use the number 1 and number 7 to go to first or last? I can do that same thing here. And I'll press the number 1.
Pause.
So once you memorize a few keys, you have a lot of consistent and easy navigation. So let me go ahead and close the media player.
Acapella Mix 1 145 list item.
And I'm pressing the cancel key to do that. Now, one other thing that we talked about but I haven't shown you is how to get to the menu. And again, this will apply to your current program. So right now, I've returned back to the file manager. So if I press the menu key here,
Menu opened. Copy menu item. Select all menu item. Cut menu item.
and again, I'm just arrowing down through the options and I would just press the OK key on the one that I want. I'll press the cancel key now to
Menu
exit.
closed. Acapella Mix 1 145 list item.
So let's go ahead and close the file manager.
File manager.
I'm now returned to the home menu. I'm going to arrow down to the Daisy player.
Daisy player.
And again, I'll press the OK key to open
Daisy
it.
player. Great Expectations. 100. My sister, Mrs. Joe Gargery, was more than...
And as with the media player, the Daisy player starts playing as you open something. And again, I have several movement options.
Heading. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, page, paragraph, phrase, beginning or heading.
But these, of course, are different because they're going to apply to a Daisy book, but the concept is still the same. You use the up and down arrows to navigate among the various movement units, and you use the left and right arrows to navigate by the selected movement unit. So if I press the right arrow here,
Chapter III. Chapter IV. Chapter V.
and this is
The
great.
apparition of a file of soldiers.
And of course, it begins playback at my chosen location, just as the music player did. And again, if I press the number 1,
Freely distributable material. Freely distributable material.
this goes to the top of the Bookshare book, which is what you're getting. And this is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. So this is a public domain offering, and it's giving you that notice. Now, if I press the number 7,
Subscribe to our email newsletter to hear about new ebooks. Reading completed.
and there you go. Now you get to the last line of the book. So again, you're going to find similar navigation in the document reader, and you'll find similar navigation to the media player when you're playing back a podcast, a web radio station, etc. So this is going to be rather consistent across most of the unit. Of course, there are specific exceptions. The calculator, of course, is not going to do the same things as most of these playback functions, nor will something like the stopwatch or countdown timer. There are exceptions to everything, and even within the playback programs, there are differences that apply to each of them. So how do you know what each key does in each program? That is rather simple. If you press and hold the OK key from anywhere on the unit, it will bring up a key describer of sorts, or rather key help mode. And this key help mode will be specific to your current context. So when I press and hold the OK key right now, it's going to give me help for the Daisy player specifically. So I'll do that right now.
Key help mode on.
So now if I press the number 1,
Number 1 moves to the first phrase. Long press to toggle manual and auto reading modes. Number 9 moves to the next page. Number 5 opens the Go to % dialog. Number 8 opens the search word dialog.
So you get the idea. And I can exit key help mode by pressing and holding the OK key once more.
Key help mode off.
As you can see, a few basic concepts will get you pretty far in terms of operating most of the SensePlayer functions. However, in future, we will make other videos that will show some of the programming in greater detail. For more information about any of our HIMS products, you can visit our website at www.himsintl.com or send us an email at hims@selvishc.com. Thanks for watching.